What is going on, guys? It's your boy Chris here. It's been a couple weeks. Obviously, yesterday was a big day if you're a wrestling fan. A really big day if you're a wrestling fan. I'm gonna go through a couple of reviews. I'm gonna review Survivor Series, and I'm gonna go through Doctor Who's first and 60th anniversary special, The Star Beast. I'm gonna start off with Doctor Who. So, as everybody knows, if you're a Doctor Who fan, David Tennant and Catherine Tate came back as the 14th Doctor and Donna Noble. A lot has happened in Donna Noble's life since her last episode. Um, so there's a lot to unpack here. So at the end of the previous series, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor transformed into the new Doctor, who happens to have David Tennant's face and body. Now, everyone's kind of wondering, why is that particular identity back? Even though he's not the 10th Doctor, they've pretty much confirmed he's not the 10th Doctor. He is a new incarnation of the Doctor who just happens to look like the 10th Doctor. So he shows up, he lands in London and runs into Donna Noble. And the hijinks there, because of the last time she was in the show, she had absorbed Time Lord energy. And if she remembers the Doctor, her mind will burn and she will die. So the whole story revolves around the Doctor running into her, I guess, on Christmas, and running into her daughter, who's named Rose, which was a really funny joke. Which there's something about Rose that's very important. I'm not going to spoil anything if you haven't seen it, but one thing I will say is they handled an aspect of Rose very, very well. I was very proud to see that, as far as how they handled the character of Rose, who she is, and everything about her. I was also happy to see how Donna, Catherine Tate, and David Tennant just play off each other so fucking well. I loved Peter Capaldi. I like Jodie Whittaker. I like Matt Smith, and I like Christopher Eccleston. But fuck it. Other than Tom Baker, David Tennant is the Doctor. There's no getting around it. Just everything about him playing that role. He's that guy. Period. He's that guy. He's perfect for it. He just, everything about the way he acts, the way he's so fucking good, man. And so it all revolves around, the episode revolves around this creature called the Meep, and the twist with the Meep is very funny. I at least laughed my ass off at it, because like, oh, it's such a cute creature. It's like a Furby, and then it's like the episode goes left, and you're like, what the fuck? And it goes from there, and then everything happens, and the big reveal with Rose and Donna and David Tennant giving another one of his speeches. I also have to give credit for how they handled the character of Wilfred, who was Donna's grandfather, the late Bernard Cribbins. I think that he was alive while they were filming everything, so he may appear before David Tennant kind of passes off to. I'm gonna butcher this name, so I apologize. Newti Gatwa, I think, is the 15th Doctor. I think I just messed his name up. If I did, I apologize. No disrespect meant. I'm just really bad at saying that name. I've been bad at it since they announced him. I've never gotten it right. So he's taken over to become the next Doctor. We know that David Tennant's Doctor is going to regenerate into him at some point between the end of these of this series of anniversary specials. He will be the next Doctor going forward, and they will complete Donna's story with the Doctor. So I hope that they were able to get Bernard Cribbins in to play Wilf one last time before they pass the torch to the new Doctor, because he was a very integral part of Donna's story. And when they mentioned him in the episode at first, it's like, oh man. And then they were like, no, wait, like the Doctor thinks he's dead, and and his daughter says no, he lives in a like assisted living home. He's 90 something, he can't get up the steps. And you find out that he's being taken care of by Kate Lethbridge Stewart. And you're like, oh, that makes complete sense that she would do that. That's fucking awesome. So hopefully he was able to film something as part of this series of anniversary specials before he passed. I know I've seen footage of him at the table reading, that he was alive for that. I don't know if he was able to film anything, but if he was, I hope that he was, and I hope that they are able to give him the character of Wilf, that proper send-off. Now, over to the main, not even the main event, because my thoughts on Doctor Who were just as important. The episode for me was a 10 out of 10. It was great. If you have Disney Plus, I highly recommend checking it out. Just to see David Tennant as the Doctor. His previous run is on Max, so if you want to check it out, or check out the new run of Doctor Who, it's all there. I highly recommend checking out Eccleston. I recommend checking out, I would watch it all. I've watched all of it leading up to this, but I would definitely watch The Runaway Bride, and then Partners in Crime, which is where The Runaway Bride's where Donna Noble first appeared, and the Partners in Crime is where like they had their whole run, and then it leads into the whole End of Tennant's run. At the End of Time, parts 1 and 2. And those episodes are great, and that's where Wilf kind of had his standout moment and everything. So I recommend checking everything out. As a Doctor Who fan who grew up watching it on like Maryland Public Television / PBS or whatever you want to call it, on like Saturday nights, it would come on at like 11 o'clock. And since it was a weekend, I was able to watch it on my little antenna TV and just watch it and stuff like that. Now, on to Survivor Series, which is I know what everybody wants me to talk about. So as far as the show itself, I like the show. The first match, the Women's Survivor Series match, was really fucking good. To me, I liked it. I don't understand why they had the baby faces with the advantage. That's not how that match should go. It should always be the heels have the advantage, because it always makes the team that has the disadvantage as far as the numbers coming into the match. You want the babyface to be at a disadvantage because it makes you want to root for them more. In this case, the babyfaces had the advantage and had the opposite effect, to where you were rooting for like Asuka and Bayley and Kyrie and Io to whoop their asses. Now, of course, they lost, and it's like Bayley kind of was a sacrificial lamb in the match. So I expect that Damage Control is going to beat the crap out of her, and she's going to turn face again. because it's all like Io and Asuka and Kyrie had a stable in Japan while they were together. Dakota Kai is kind of taking the leadership role over Bailey of late, as far as everything goes, and you're gonna see that kind of come to fruition. So I think that they're gonna beat the crap out of Bailey, and she's gonna be gone for a bit, and then she's gonna come back as a bit massive baby face. And she's not gonna go back to the hugging gimmick, but I think she's gonna be who she is, just on the face side. The next matchup was Gunther. Was it Gunther? Yeah, it was Gunther versus Miz. Miz is a baby face. I like Miz. A lot of people don't like Miz. I like him. He's like really good at what he does. He gets you to care about everything he does in the ring. He gets you invested in everything he does storyline wise. He makes you care. He's able to talk you into the match. He's really good at it. Gunther is a great fucking worker in the ring and is one of the hardest hitting dudes I've ever seen. So he's going to smack the shit out of people. And this saw Miz kind of doing whatever it took to try to win the match. And at the end, he just fell short, which is fine. Gunther should have beat him, and he did. Next up, you had Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee. Santos just turned heel. He attacked Carlito and took him out. Dragon Lee took his place last minute. This match was okay. I like Santos Escobar as a heel. Like, he's really good as a heel. I just like what he's doing. I think he's good. I think that he needs to call up some like other people to handle the LWO and take them on. Excuse me. So we'll see what happens there, but I liked what they did with him. Excuse me. Next up, you had Zoe Stark versus Rhea Ripley. To the shock of no one, Rhea Ripley won this match, and Rhea got some stuff. Zoe Stark got some stuff in, but Rhea is just this dominant fucking force. Like, she's called the Eradicator for a reason. And I don't see anyone beating her for the belt until, like, Jade Cargill gets there. Or, like, maybe one of the NXT women comes up and does it. I don't know, but I don't see that happening. It's mommy's belt until she decides she doesn't want it anymore, in my opinion. And now finally we have the men's War Games match. This is perfect. Everybody got their shit in. The big question coming into it was, hey, is Randy Orton gonna show up? And he didn't come out with the rest of his people. When the time came for that last person to come in for the baby faces, because the heels had the advantage and they were running shop, a very jacked up, very in shape Randy Orton came out. He looked great. It was Randy. I mean, he got the big pop. Crowd went nuts for him. Crowd went nuts for Cody. Crowd went nuts for damn near everybody in this everything in this match. Like, Damian Priest was good. Drew was a good as like just this fucking ass kicker. He focused mainly on Jey Uso, which made sense for his character. Because he was like, anytime I see you, it's on sight. I'm gonna fuck you up. And he did. He's like, whenever I see you, I'm coming for you. Because of which the bloodline did to mean you're part of the bloodline. I haven't forgiven shit. When I see you, it's on sight. So he spent the whole match just beating up Jey. And then even he tried to get between him, beating up Jey. And it was great. He was like, I'm going to fuck you up, Jey. And if everybody gets in my way, I'm going to fuck them up too. So at the end of the day, Randy came in. JD McDonough ate the pin from like the top rope RKO. The top rope RKO where They're giving him unique ways to hit the RKO again. So it was cool. And then you think the show's over, right? You think it's over. They run the little graphic at the bottom right of the screen. And then all of a sudden, Cult of Personality hits, and out comes CM Punk. He's back in WWE. And now, folks, for the main event. Because this is where a lot of people that I'm friends with in the internet podcasting world didn't want to kind of gloat about calling this, because all these other quote unquote journalists, your Brian Alvarez's, your Dave Meltzer's, your Sean Ross Sapps, and all these other people that charge you for these scoops and all this other stuff, all of them to a person said CM Punk's not going to be there. CM Punk's not going to be there. WWE, there's no deal for him to come in. Every last one of them was wrong. Every last one of them that you guys out there give your money to was wrong. How? Every last one of them didn't get this or didn't figure out he's going to be there at an event in his hometown. If you thought for a fucking second that WWE wasn't going to bring this guy in after the way shit went in AEW, and you can say, oh, well, Tony Khan said he feared for his life. It'll give them pause to bring him in. Triple H isn't going to fear from his life from CM Punk. They have structure. They have, they run a proper ship. They have bosses who handle stuff and agents and know what the fuck they're doing. There would be no problems like what happened with the Elite in WWE or with Jack Perry in WWE. And I'll tell you why. After the brawl out situation, after CM Punk and the Elite got into it and Ace still did whatever he did, or he bit whoever and threw a chair at one of the Young Bucks and all that shit that went down, before anybody had come back on fucking television, Hunter or Vince or Nick Khan or whoever was running the show in WWE at the time would have sat all of them down. He wouldn't have said, I'd like for you to meet each other and calm this down. They would say, hey, dickheads, you have to be in Stanford at 2 p.m. for a fucking meeting. And if you don't show up, you're fucking fired. Now, we're going to sit down. We're going to squash all this shit right now. And then you're all going to sit back. You're going to shut the fuck up. And you're going to make my company money. And you're going to do business. Because every last one of you fucking morons went into business for yourselves and you fucked up my business. Well, now you're going to do business my way and you're going to make that money back. So if y'all got to throw punches right here, throw punches right here. But to get it all out of your system right fucking now, because after this meeting, you're in an angle together. I'm putting you against him. And if you get out of line in the match, you're all getting fired. That's how this goes. And that's how that would have been handled. As for the Jack Perry situation, the second one of my agents told him, you're not using real glass, and he goes about trying to do it anyway, he gets suspended. I don't get another talent to talk him out of it. He gets either suspended or fired for insubordination, because that's what happens in a job. I don't give a fuck if he's Luke Perry's kid. I don't give a fuck if he's buddies with the Young Bucks. If they don't like it, they can fucking go too. Fuck them. I'm not gonna let my biggest draw and my biggest moneymaker go for Jack Perry or the Young Bucks or Adam Page or even Kenny Omega, who out of all of those dummies is the only one that had any sense to say, I'd be willing to do business if it's what's best for business. Which sounds a lot like Seth Rollins, who said the same shit. Who's publicly said before anybody goes off like, he looked all pissed off last night. That was a fucking work. Do you want to know why that was a work? Because there's footage of him not even a week or so ago in an interview saying, me and Phil Brooks, me and CM Punk, we talked, apologies were said, all that shit's under the bridge. If it makes money, that's what it's about. It's a business move. It's about dollars and cents. And if it makes dollars, it makes sense. So I'm gonna do what makes money and puts money in my fucking pocket and in turn everybody else's pocket, because it's called professional wrestling. I'm a professional. Phil Brooks is a professional. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like the person you're working with. You don't have to get along with the person you're working with. You just have to work together to make money. That's being a functional adult. And apparently, no one in AEW is a functioning adult. That's why Cody fucking left. That's why Jade Cargill left. That's why CM Punk left. Or that's why what happened with Punk happened. And that's why other people are going to leave when their time comes. Because I guarantee you, there's a countdown for a lot of these people on their contracts and when they can fucking leave. And I guarantee you, a majority of them are counting the days to when they can fucking leave that place. And I guarantee you, when that time comes, a guy like a Ricky Starks, someone like a Thunder Rosa, I guarantee you they're like, I can't wait to fucking get out of this fucking place and go up to WWE. It's a different atmosphere than it was when Punk left WWE. It's a different management group. Vince isn't there fucking everything up or getting in the way with his weird booking ideas. It's Hunter with the book. And as Hunter said last night, if you're the same person 10 years ago that you right now that you were 10 years ago, you fucked up somewhere. People grow. People change. I've changed. Phil's changed. He's not the same person he was back then, and neither am I. Also note, Hunter had a fucking fatal heart issue that almost took him out. So, I mean, that right there's perspective. No one's the same person they were 10 years ago. I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. I don't think, I'd like to think I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. I've got a family now. So, I mean, like, fuck. If you're still running around like that person after 10 years, like I'm like 45. If I was the same person I was in my 20s, I would probably slap the shit out of myself. in a mirror somewhere. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You shouldn't be doing that. You're in your 40s now. Grow the fuck up. But, you know, the idea that he's like, the idea that people had that he didn't change or that everything that happened at AEW was his fault is madness. Because it wasn't. Excuse me. They brought him in initially to all this fucking fanfare. They brought him in. He wanted to change the way the landscape in wrestling was. So did Cody. You could see it in how Cody worked in AEW. He worked his ass off to build up that company to be something. And from all accounts, he was the only fucking EVP out of all those wrestlers who were in those positions that did the fucking job. He was the first one in the building and the last one out. And note, all of the shit that started going south after he fucking left. I'm going to take a guess as to why. Because he was the guy that would talk with people and squash shit. He's the guy that would get people to kind of chill out when stuff started getting tense. Like, hey, relax, I'll go talk to him, or I'll go talk to her, and we'll get all this sorted out. Because he was about the business of it. Whereas the Young Bucks and the Kenny were too busy either being cliquish, or spending time fucking up a video game that failed. So that's what they were fucking doing. And then Tony Khan got in the way and started saying, I'm going to book everything and I'm going to take charge of everything. When he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing and isn't listening to the people who might know something. You've got talent who don't listen to veterans who know better. You've got people openly saying, I don't listen to Billy Gunn. Fuck Billy Gunn. I don't listen to Mark Henry. Fuck Mark Henry. Or Jerry Lynn or Dean Malenko. I don't listen to the agents. I do what the fuck I want. You don't listen to like Paul White or Mark Henry or Billy Gunn or Jerry Lynn or Dean Malenko. All these guys made a name for themselves in the wrestling business. Billy Gunn was able to have a 20 fucking year career. Plus, Mark Henry, 20 plus years. Big Show, 20 plus years. Jerry Lynn, 20 plus years. Dean Malenko, 20 plus years. Taz, you don't want to listen to them? But you'll listen to, like, the Young Bucks. You'll listen to the gymnastic guys who do a gymnast routine their entire fucking match. Like, you'll listen to them. You'll listen to Luchasaurus, who fucking sucks. But you won't listen to Mark Henry. You won't listen to Billy Gunn, guys who were able to evolve themselves from gimmick to gimmick and make that work. Mark Henry, who went from like World's Strongest Man to Sexual Chocolate to Hall of Pain. You won't listen to Billy Gunn, who was Smoking Gun, to the badass Billy Gunn, to Mr. Ass, to the one Billy Gunn, back to Mr. Ass, or badass Billy Gunn, to Chuck and Billy. You won't listen to them. But you'll listen to Luchasaurus and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Okay, you have at it, and when that falls apart and fails for you, let me know when you're like bagging groceries somewhere. Because that's what you're going to end up doing. Not listening to guys like... I got nothing for you at that point if you think those guys know what the fuck they're doing at this point. But AEW basically... Last night was a kill shot for AEW. I don't know if y'all realize it, but that was the kill shot. The guy who said he would never go back, that AEW had, that they coached out of fucking retirement, after 7 years of being gone, you fucked up with him so badly that he went back to WWE after 10 fucking years. Tony Khan firing CM Punk is going to go down as one of the dumbest fucking decisions that has ever been made in professional wrestling history. It will be part of a documentary on the death of AEW. And at this point, I'm not even saying if, I'm saying when. Because the clock's fucking ticking. And if the ratings are any indication from last night, why they ran a show, Collision in Rampage against Survivor Series, are you fucking stupid? You ran against Survivor Series, knowing the possibility that CM Punk could show up. Knowing that Randy Orton was going to be there returning. Hell, R-Truth returned last night, and that was the third biggest return that happened. Like, what the fuck? Like, you think that you ran your shitty Rampage show that no one watches on Friday night, and then you ran your Collision show that no one's watching on Saturday night against one of the big 4 pay-per-views. Of course no one watched. I think they only got like 200,000 plus viewers. Like, it's done. And it was like, we signed Will Ospreay. That's fucking fantastic. You signed Will Ospreay. Good. He's a great wrestler. He really is. But he's not CM Punk. We signed Ric Flair. 80-year-old colostomy bag Ric Flair. That's a good job. Yeah. We signed Adam Copeland, who isn't able to use the name that he's been known by for 20 fucking years. So people are like, who the fuck's Adam Copeland? Oh, it's we can't use that name. Oh, we signed Nick Wayne. Oh, wow, that's great. We signed Mariah May. Oh, okay. I've never seen her work a match in her life, but good job. WWE signed Jade Cargill, Cody Rhodes, and CM Punk from you in the last year, and you did fuck all to stop it. Cody's become one of WWE's biggest draws. Jade Cargill hasn't wrestled a match for them yet. And like, she's like, every time she pops up, she's getting just like, her star power just comes off the fucking screen. And no, this is not me backtracking on Jade Cargill. I've said it from jump. Jade Cargill has star power. She has a great look. She has a great charisma. She has an it factor. She just couldn't work a fucking match. And AEW wasted years of her career by not helping her get better. Hunter said that last night too, and he even said it's not her fault, any fault of her own. She just didn't get trained up. She didn't get the work to kind of get better. We're going to fix that right here. It's not her fault. It's the fault of her people she came from. Shots fired. Cody Rhodes even last night, the EVP and me wouldn't have let CM Punk go. Yeah, because Cody's not fucking stupid. But Mr. I feared for my life. Again, I said it in a previous video. That comment is going to hang over Tony Khan like a fucking albatross around the neck of the Ancient Mariner. It will hang around his neck like the albatross. And it will sink the AEW ship. It already began sinking it. They can't run in Chicago again. Like, they're fucked. Like, there's no other way around it. They're just done, man. And to all these fucking journalists out there, like, I don't know, like, stop giving them your fucking money. Straight up. Stop paying these people to fucking kiss the ass of Tony Khan and AEW. Because that's all of them at this point. That's what they're all fucking doing. The Observer, Fightful, Sean Ross Sapp, Brian Alvarez, Dave Meltzer. They're all in the pocket of Tony Khan. Okay? He's paying them to put out fluff pieces for their company while shitting on the other one and not covering the most obvious fucking story that could have been told leading up to Survivor Series. Because it would make AEW look bad. Because everybody with any brain cells could have told you that CM Punk was going to be at Survivor Series. I had my doubts because it's like, well, I don't know. They may not bring him back at Survivor Series. I think they're saving him for the Rumble. Just because they just announced Randy Orton, I thought they wouldn't bring him in. And the crowd seemed to be happy with just Randy Orton coming out. So it seemed like, okay, if they can get away with not having Punk there, they can get away with it. If they do it, it's a bonus on top of a great show. But credit to WWE, they said, we're going to send our fans home happy, but let's send them home jizzing in their fucking pants. Hit the music. Now, do I know when they got him signed? No. Hunter says it came together within a couple days. I don't know. I don't care. The fact is, it got done. And it's happened. And that's what fucking matters. It also matters that these phony fucking journalists and all these Fightful and Observer people all fucking lie to you. You're paying them to lie to you. I cannot stress this enough. Meltzer and Sapp and all these people, and I guarantee you, Sean Ross Sapp will see this somewhere. He will unblock me to take a shot at me, then block me again because he's a pussy. Brian Alvarez will tag me again and say some smart ass shit and then block his comments so I can't respond, so I have to go through another video like I did the last time. Dave's already blocked me because he's a coward. So I don't care what he has to fucking say. He can't say anything to me because he blocked me. But Alvarez and Sapp will be the two dickheads who try to come at me. And I'm going to tell you right now, bring it. I welcome it. Just don't be pussies and turn off your comments or reblock me. That's all I ask. If you're gonna quote me, if you're gonna use my video against me in some way, at least leave it open to where I can respond back. Because not doing so is some bitch shit. So that's all I ask you guys. If you're going to use my video in any way to come at me or take a shot at me for what I've said here, at least leave it open to where I can respond to you directly and not go through a bunch of third-party bullshit, because I don't like that. It's weak and it's not how I operate. All right? That's all I ask. Have that decency and that little tiny bit of courage, little tiny bit of balls to actually leave it open to where I can respond to you. That's my only request. Other than that, y'all know what I feel about you at this point. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you don't like me. Those guys probably don't like me. Their fan bases probably don't like me. As you can see, I give zero fucks if they do or they don't. I don't care if AEW stands come at me at this point. All they're going to do is cry. Because that's what they're doing now. They're having meltdowns on Twitter somewhere. I'm surprised Tony Khan has stayed off of Twitter. But I'm betting someone took his phone or took his laptop and said, just let it go. Excuse me again. I just ate, so that's why I'm belching. Sorry about that. Anyway, I've gone about 40 minutes in this video. Wanted to talk about those two things. Wanted to get my feelings out about all these journalists off my chest. That's all I've got for this one. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace.